You already know what you need to do to move your coaching or consulting business forward, and I'm going to guess that you've actually known this for quite a while now. The problem is, you're just not doing it. So that's what this video is all about. And the reason why you're not doing it is actually pretty good news for you. You've been doing your business for a while. 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is. And you already know what you need to do to move things forward, whether it be outreach, conversations, making more offers, putting out more proposals, more follow-up, better follow-up, whatever it may be. But when it actually comes time to do them, there's always something else to do. Or you find something else to do. Something that feels like work but isn't really the work you need to be doing. Maybe it's updating your LinkedIn bio. Maybe it's updating your website and changing the copy. Maybe it's reading more about lead generation or signing up to the next strategy or the next blueprint, doing another course to help you with that thing. And don't get me wrong, a lot of that stuff is good and it does need to be done. Yeah, of course, have a good LinkedIn bio, have a great converting website ideally. Do another course if you need to. Learn more about outreach and lead generation. Do all those things because they are important and they serve a purpose. So it's not like you're being lazy, like you're sitting around doing nothing, playing games, watching telly. You're actually doing something. You're working constantly, but you're just not working on the thing. The main thing, the priority that's actually going to move your business forward, that's actually going to bring more clients your way. And if you're like me, you'll notice that the longer that those key activities, those priorities, those main things sit on your list, the harder that they actually become to get started on or do consistently. So if you are a coach or a consultant right now and you've been doing your business for a number of years and this is still your experience today, regardless of how much you help your current clients, regardless of how much you know what you need to be doing, if this is still something that you're struggling with, you're still experiencing it on a daily or weekly basis, just remember, you're not broken. There is nothing wrong with you, but there is something under the surface that needs to be named. Every week that this goes unresolved, the problem starts to get worse. The self-belief that you can actually do the thing, the main thing, gets weaker and weaker. Your confidence around actually doing it, particularly if it's something that you're not in the practice of doing, starts to diminish. It starts to disappear. And the harder it becomes to actually pick up the phone, to send the message, to send the email, to follow up with someone that you spoke with last year or 6 months ago, or even last week. That becomes harder to do. And this isn't in some type of dramatical way either, like this big thing that happens. This happens quietly, slowly, over time and under the surface. Every day it's just chipping away at you. Every day you're feeling that little more doubt in yourself, that little more self-belief or lack in self-belief starts to get stronger and stronger. So it's happening ongoing. And it gets to the point where one day you just stop and you really start to think, is this how it's always going to be for me? Do I even need to continue? Should I continue? Should I just quit and be done with all this? And of course, in the meantime, the clients aren't coming in. Your income isn't growing. It's not getting to a point where you're actually quite happy with how things are moving forward. The stress, the anxiety, it starts to grow, and you're working harder than ever to try and understand why things aren't working. Why isn't this course that I'm going through at the moment, why isn't that working for me? Why aren't my clients coming in no matter what I do? And I get it because, look, I've lived this many times myself, and sometimes it still creeps to the surface where I doubt my own abilities, and maybe there's a week or two where clients don't come in. But there is a specific feeling that a lot of coaches and a lot of consultants tend to feel at this stage when they get to it. And it's one that typically we don't want to say out loud. We don't really feel like sharing. It's not just a frustration or a worry. It's more of a fear that they're the problem. It's a fear that, you know what? Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I really have bitten off more than I can chew. But let's get real about what's actually happening here. Let's get really direct with that feeling, because that's just the pattern talking. That's the underlying pattern beneath it all that's running the show. It's not the truth. Now, I've been doing my coaching business for around 7 years now, a little bit over 7 years. And something I've learned working with my clients from various backgrounds, but more recently, coaches and consultants, and in myself as well, is that the thing that you're avoiding, or things that you're avoiding, and the things that I were avoiding, you can absolutely do them. You can absolutely do it because you already have all the resources that you need to be able to succeed and to be able to do it. That block, it's not a capability problem. It's not like there's something wrong. It's that there's something underneath it all that has decided many years ago that avoidance is way safer than the attempt itself. It's way safer than the doing. And I imagine that you know this already. If you're a coach and you're working with clients, these are the type of things that we help our own clients with. One of the challenges as a coach is we can be our own worst enemies. We're good at preaching, we're good at serving, but when it comes to serving ourselves, it can be a very different story. And when we have that avoidance, that decision that was made years ago, that's running the show, usually it's protecting you from a specific fear. Not a failure in the abstract or anything like that. It's the precise fear of doing it properly and then it's still not working. And that one is way harder to sit with than just not trying at all. So then the pattern, it keeps you busy, keeps you working on the website, it keeps you working on the bio, it keeps you distracted with courses and distracted with influencers and other people that you want to follow and try and follow all of them because they all have the secret blueprint. So you're busy and it keeps you moving, but it also keeps you from finding out what the real problem is. Then the shift there, it's not motivation, it's not practicing discipline on having to be a motivation and discipline master or anything like that. It's simply identifying what the avoidance is actually protecting you from and then doing it anyway before you feel ready. So let me give you a real example of a client of mine, and it may seem like a small thing on the surface, but to my client, it was huge. And to me, it was huge because I got to see my client do something that pushed her outside of her comfort zone. So I have a client who is starting up her own coaching business. And one of the tasks that I gave her was that anytime she's having a conversation with someone, because she was talking to people, talking about what she wants to do, she really wanted to serve people and share what she'd been learning through our sessions. So I said to her, anytime you have a conversation with someone where they could potentially be a client either now or in the future, book in a call. Let them know that you think you can help them with it, with their problem. Book in a call just for a conversation. When they do that, let me know so I can actually help her through the process because it was all very new for her. And so she found someone. There was someone she'd been speaking to. He was a doctor who's actually starting his own medical coaching type of business outside of his practice. And so she was having a conversation with him. It was a really good conversation. She found a couple of areas where she may be able to help him. And that was it. It never progressed beyond that. In my next session with her, she was telling me about the conversation and how she had been thinking about sending him a follow-up message for the past week, so around 6 or 7 days. So we talked about what was underneath. I asked her, why didn't she send the message? What stopped her? What the message felt like if she sent it? What she was afraid would happen if she actually sent the message? And we got into some really cool stuff. Of course, there was the fear that he would say no. There was also a fear that she wouldn't know what to do in the conversation when it actually came. So I stopped the session for a minute and I just said, okay, cool. Pull out your phone. We're going to send that message now. And in that session, I got her to sit down, to write out the message, and then send it right then and there. It took her about 5 minutes, maybe. A couple of little edits along the way. Then after she sent it, this sense of relief came over her. She's like, whew. And she actually said to me, you know what, that was so much easier than I thought it was going to be. So that for her was her pattern breaking on that simple task. It wasn't a big, dramatic, huge breakthrough where she ended up in tears and had a major life revaluation. It was just one small thing done once, which gave her the confidence and the knowing that she can do it again. What happened after that was amazing because he got back to her and she had a follow-up conversation with him, proving not only could she do the follow-up, not only could she send the message, but she can have the conversation that follows. So when you have these shifts, when you have these small wins, when you do something which is outside of your comfort zone that you really struggled to do with before, the first time you do the thing, the message sent, the phone call made, the email, the offer, the proposal that you've put out there and put on the table, something changes. It's not just that sense of relief. It's the proof that you can actually do it, regardless of what comes back afterwards. And because you've done it once, the second time you do it is much lighter, and then the third is lighter still, fourth even lighter, and so on and so forth. The confidence that we're supposed to get, or that we think we need to look for before actually doing the thing, before taking the action, we rarely get the confidence before the thing. It always comes after. We build the confidence by doing. We can try and muster up the confidence to send the first message, but when we're constantly searching for this elusive confidence before doing something, we spend more time searching for it than actually doing the thing. But when we do the thing, when we take the action, the confidence naturally follows. This is not a mindset hack or anything like that. That's just how it works. If this video is resonating with you, if you're feeling like, you know what, there's a bunch of things that I need to be doing, that I must be doing, but I'm not doing them right now. Maybe you saw yourself somewhere in this video and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's kind of me right now. I want you to do just one simple thing. Identify the thing that you've been finding all the reasons not to do. Just one thing. The one thing that's been on the to-do list for too long than you actually want to admit. And just do it today. It might be a message. It might be an email. It might be a phone call. It might be a follow-up to a client that you've been thinking about following up with. Or maybe it's an existing client that you've been thinking about asking for a testimonial so you can promote yourself a little bit more. Whatever it is, do the thing today, right now. Before any of the conditions are right, before you feel like you're confident enough to do it, before you even want to do it, and just get it done. And then when you do it, just notice what happens after. Notice what you feel. Is it the relief? Do you feel proud of yourself? Do you still feel shit scared, but you're glad you did it anyway? Just notice what happens after. If this has resonated with you, but you just can't send the message, you just can't do the thing, you just can't pick up the phone and make the phone call, you just can't follow up. It's all right. I hear you. I've been there myself. I know exactly what it's like. And if that is you, reach out to me. I just might offer you a 2-hour coaching conversation and we can work through this together. It's not a discovery call. It's not a sales pitch. I won't even offer anything to you. This is just the actual work that I like to do in the very first session, regardless if anything happens afterwards. We find what's running underneath. We interrupt it. We change the pattern. My goal has always been to serve as many coaches and consultants as I can so they're better for their clients, so they get better results in their clients. And more importantly, they grow a successful business where they're able to serve more people more often. So if that's something that you would like to do or are interested in talking about, my details are in the description below of this video and you can contact me there. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. If this has resonated with you, or maybe you just like my stuff, maybe you've just heard about me, I would really appreciate it if you could like this video, or even give it a love, if you could subscribe to my channel and just hit the notifications, just so we can get that YouTube algorithm working for me and so I can reach more people and so you're notified of when I release my new videos. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.